Across the sweeping African savanna, survival follows strict, unwritten laws. Lions often stand among the dominant hunters, yet control is never guaranteed. Whether coordinating as a group or confronting rivals over territory, every move must be carefully judged. The moments ahead reveal where instinct meets calculated action in the heat of real encounters. At the boundary where the two territories met, the air grew heavy before any movement occurred. Two male lions stood a short distance apart, their eyes locked on each other. Both understood that this encounter would decide their fate. A few seconds of silence passed before the tension flared up. They lunged at each other with all their might. Pushes and pincers followed, neither willing to back down immediately. Roars rang out and then ceased. The lionesses approached, moving around the perimeter, watching closely but not intervening. The pace began to shift as one lost its advantage. Its steps slowed, its defensive distance weakened. The other held the upper hand for a few decisive moments. Finally, the weaker lion turned and retreated, accepting its fate and leaving the area. The conflict ended as quickly as it began. There was no prolonged chase. In nature, victory lies not only in strength, but also in the ability to force the opponent to yield. And in this confrontation, persistence determined the outcome. Amidst the tall grass, swaying gently in the afternoon breeze, the serval is a small, solitary predator that hunts with keen hearing and precise leaps. It moves quickly and usually avoids larger predators. However, as space shrinks and escape routes disappear, that advantage is no longer enough to protect it. Two lionesses approach from different directions, gradually cornering the serval. The small cat tries to find an opening to escape, constantly changing direction to avoid being blocked. But the encirclement closes quickly. One lion lunges forward, the other holds its position behind, making the size difference apparent. The attack ends quickly. The serval cannot maintain a safe distance from the simultaneous pressure from two sides. The difference in size gives it almost no chance of survival. In nature, when faced with an opponent superior in strength and numbers, the ability to escape is sometimes the only thing that can determine one's fate. On an open dirt road across the savanna, a pack of African wild dogs moved in neat rows, possibly searching for a new home. They are known for their ability to hunt in groups and their considerable stamina. However, crossing open territory within lion territory always carries inherent risks, and that risk quickly materialized. Two young male lions spotted the pack of dogs from a distance and immediately approached. The wild dogs reacted by scattering and fleeing. In the chaos, a puppy lagged behind. The distance between it and the pack widened as the lions accelerated their pursuit. The chase ended when the lions caught up with the cub. After a brief attack, the puppy could not survive. Lions do not hunt wild dogs for food in most cases, but they eliminate competitors when the opportunity arises. In the wild, the weaker or slower individuals are often the first targets. Competition between predators isn't just about food, it's also about territorial control. And in this encounter, the advantage lies with the stronger one. In the vast open expanse of the savanna, wildebeest move in large herds to reduce the risk of attack. They rely on their numbers and quick reflexes to spot predators from afar. When standing close together, the entire herd forms a moving, inaccessible mass. But at the edge of the herd, a lioness has begun to close the distance slowly, step by step. The lioness lowers her body and advances little by little, trying to reduce the distance before being detected. When close enough, she accelerates suddenly. The entire herd of wildebeest scatters in panic in many directions. The targeted wildebeest tries to maintain its pace, but the lioness maintains a steady pursuit and closes in from behind. The chase ends quickly when the prey is brought down. Soon after, other members of the lion pride appear from various directions to share the spoils. The coordination and ambush tactics have proven effective. A successful hunt can feed many individuals in the pride. Teamwork, patient approach, and attacking at the right time are crucial factors. In a harsh environment, this coordination helps lions maintain their position. On the edge of a shallow lake, still bearing the footprints of herds, the African buffalo is considered one of the most resilient animals of the savanna. A mature male can weigh nearly 1,800 pounds, with thick muscles in its neck and a pair of horns forming a solid shield. When standing in a herd, they form a strong defensive line. But when separated, the pressure quickly increases. A group of large lions began to encircle it from multiple directions. The buffalo sensed danger and proactively moved into the lake to buy time, keeping its body submerged. The lions did not rush to attack. They kept their distance, patiently observing and blocking escape routes on the shore. When the buffalo attempted to silently leave the water, the encirclement tightened immediately. The attack was organized. Some lions cut off its escape route. Others closed in from both sides. They rely on their body weight to slow down the prey's movement. The continuous coordination gradually puts the buffalo at a disadvantage. After several minutes of resistance, it can no longer maintain its strength under the collective pressure. The outcome favors the lion pride. The hunt clearly demonstrates the difference between individual strength and group tactics. A single adult buffalo can put up a strong fight, but when faced with sustained coordination, the balance shifts. In the wild, hunting in packs is crucial when conquering large prey. In an open clearing near the burrow's mouth, the warthogs were huddled together, foraging cautiously. Adult warthogs could defend themselves with their curved tusks and their ability to quickly run toward their burrow. The young usually stayed close to their mothers, ready to dash toward the exit if danger arose. But in the low grass in the distance, a lion was silently observing. The lion chose the moment when the warthogs dispersed. It suddenly accelerated from its ambush position, heading straight for the young. The entire herd panicked and ran toward the burrow. One warthog calf was caught near the burrow entrance in a swift leap. The safe distance vanished in seconds. The chase ended quickly. Lions often target the young because they are easier to subdue and reduce the risk of injury. The adult warthog didn't have time to turn around and change the situation. The outcome favored the predator. This incident illustrates the crucial element of target selection in every hunt. Faced with fast prey that has an escape route, the lion must make a precise decision in an instant. In the wild, this calculation helps maintain a survival advantage. Hiding in low branches near the edge of the savanna, leopards are solitary hunters with excellent climbing abilities and quick reflexes. An adult typically weighs between 90 and 160 pounds and relies on stealth for survival. They avoid direct confrontation with larger predators, especially lions. But this time, their safe distance gradually disappeared as a pride of lions approached. About 12 lions surrounded the leopard from multiple directions, leaving no clear gaps. The leopard left the tree and sought escape through narrow gaps. It turned to fight back when cornered, trying to maintain distance with speed and agility. However, pressure from multiple directions narrowed its maneuvering space. The attack lasted nearly 30 minutes. The lions took turns closing in, maintaining constant pressure instead of all attacking at once. In the wild, lions often eliminate leopards to reduce competition for food. Under the relentless pressure of the entire pride, the leopard gradually weakened and ultimately could not survive. The outcome illustrates the disparity between solitary strategy and collective strength. The leopard possessed skill and speed, but not enough to fight against a large group of lions. In a harsh, competitive environment, numerical superiority can determine survival. And in this confrontation, the balance tipped heavily in favor of the lions. When the pursuit or clash ends, the savanna settles back into a quiet stillness. Those that remain reposition and move on within the ongoing rhythm of survival. Victory is shaped long before the final move, built on timing and preparation. In the wild, stability depends on choices made with precision. In the wild, not every hunt ends in victory for the predator. Strength, speed, and experience are sometimes insufficient to guarantee success. From vast grasslands to treacherous riverbanks, each encounter is a test of instinct and limits. These moments of failure and opportunity in nature. Adult African buffaloes can weigh between 1,100 and 1,900 pounds, with a pair of horns that form a solid mass over 3 feet wide. Their thick muscles and strong necks help them withstand direct impact. In this confrontation, the buffalo is injured but still manages to escape the encirclement of 2 prides of lions. Two prides of lions from different territories appear around their target. Initially, they move in a temporary coordinated effort to bring down the large prey. Approaching from multiple directions, they corner the buffalo into a narrow space. Pressure builds rapidly, and the odds seem to favor the predator. Tensions shift when a lioness gets too close to the invisible boundary of the other pride. Roars erupt, and suspicion flares up. Individuals turn to confront each other, even within their own pride. The buffalo takes advantage of this moment to stand up, lower its head, and make its escape. When internal conflict escalates, the hunt loses its initial focus. The two prides cannot maintain a short-lived alliance. Lions' social structure is based on territory and hierarchy, so a shared goal is easily broken. Internal conflict can derail a seemingly certain hunt. In the hot, dry semi-desert, the Oryx moved with the characteristic calmness of a species adapted to the harsh environment. Weighing between 350 and over 400 pounds, its straight, sharp horns formed a formidable defense. In this confrontation, it was this steadfastness that prevented the lion from advancing further. The lion approached from behind, maintaining a sufficient distance to avoid early detection. It sought a moment of distraction for its prey to launch a swift attack. When the distance was only a few feet, the tension increased. The Oryx did not flee. It turned, lowered its horns, and maintained a stable defensive posture. Each step the lion took was carefully considered in terms of the risk of being gored. A pause occurred when the risk of injury became apparent. After a few seconds of confrontation, the lion slowed its pace and retreated. The Oryx remained standing before slowly moving away. Not every hunt ends with a decisive blow. Some prey survive by forcing predators to give up. Adult gazelles weigh between 40 and 75 pounds, possess long legs, and can reach nearly 55 miles per hour in short bursts. Their balance and quick turns allow them to survive in open grasslands. In this encounter, the gazelle escaped the hunt, even though the leopard held the advantage at times. In the low grassland, two male gazelles were locked in a tense battle. From a safe distance, the leopard patiently observed and waited for its prey to tire, When one individual slowed down after the collision, the leopard suddenly lunged and brought its target down in an instant. The first few seconds unfolded exactly as planned. However, the control wasn't secure enough. The gazelle quickly broke free and accelerated away from the hold. Once the prey regained its rhythm, the opportunity was almost lost, as the leopard relied on a perfect finishing move in the first moment. Porcupines are solitary herbivores that move slowly and rarely rely on speed for survival. An adult weighs over 25 pounds, with a low, stocky body protected by thousands of tough spines that can be over 12 inches long. In this encounter, the porcupine doesn't become prey and forces the lion to retreat. The lion approaches with obvious caution. It takes short strides, pausing to observe its opponent's reaction. There is no sudden lunge. Each time the distance narrows, the spines rise, creating an insurmountable boundary. As the porcupine retreats into the narrow gap between the bushes, the chance of a safe approach almost disappears. Any touch could result in a deep wound to the face or front legs. The lion considers for a few more seconds before slowing down. The hunt ends before it truly begins. In nature, effective defense doesn't require active pursuit. When the risks outweigh the benefits, the predator must accept defeat.
He's looking at that guy in the car.
On the riverbanks during migration, adult wildebeest, weighing between 450 and 600 pounds, advance through the murky water. Their thick, curved horns and strong necks help them maintain balance as the current pushes them sideways. In this confrontation, the wildebeest survives as the young lion retreats. Hiding near the water's edge, the young lion waits for the moment its prey subtly separates from the group. As the wildebeest steps ashore, it accelerates and lunges from behind. The distance quickly narrows to just a few feet. The initial advantage belongs to the ambusher. The wildebeest doesn't continue running straight ahead. It suddenly turns, lowers its head, and moves in the opposite direction. This unexpected reaction causes the lion to pause for a split second. That hesitation is enough to change the entire course of events. The young lion, inexperienced in a direct counterattack, chooses to retreat. It stops when it perceives the risk of injury. The river is a high-risk environment, but it also keeps prey highly alert. Not all prey choose to run. A timely reaction can reverse a seemingly successful hunt. Amidst the sparse grass, the honey badger, weighing between 20 and 35 pounds, moved slowly but cautiously. Its thick skin and flexible body structure allowed it to withstand bites and twist when restrained. In this encounter, it was precisely this tenacity that forced the leopards to abandon the hunt. 3 leopards took turns approaching, looking for an opportunity to quickly subdue it. Each time they got close, they were met with fierce resistance as the badger turned its head to face them instead of running away. The bites weren't strong enough, forcing the predators to retreat. After several attempts, the leopards gradually lost their resolve and stopped attacking. The honey badger continued to move slowly, but remained vigilant. For predators, this was prey with a high cost of injury. When the risks outweighed the benefits, retreat was the sensible option. Amidst the dry, sparsely forested grasslands, the African wild boar emerged, looking alert. Weighing between 150 and 250 pounds, its long, curved tusks, over 10 inches in length, provided considerable defense. While not as agile as antelopes, it could sprint at nearly 35 miles per hour, an advantage that helped it survive this confrontation. Two lionesses split the formation and pressed from opposite sides. They moved slowly, using the open terrain and wind direction to approach unnoticed. When the distance was only a few feet, both simultaneously accelerated to block the escape route. The initial advantage favored the predator. The wild boar detected the danger at the last moment. Instead of constantly changing direction, it concentrated its energy on a direct sprint. Its body lunged straight through the narrow gap between its two opponents, widening the distance yard by yard. The brief chase caused the lionesses' speed to gradually decrease, and their chances dwindled. Unable to catch up, the two lionesses were forced to stop to avoid further energy expenditure. The wild boar continued running until it was out of danger. In an ambush, the first few seconds are crucial. If the prey survives that moment, the outcome can be completely different. Adult African porcupines weigh between 25 and 60 pounds and carry thousands of stiff quills on their backs, some over 12 inches long. These quills don't shoot out, but easily embed themselves in an attacker's skin upon contact. When threatened, the porcupine raises its quills, turns its back, and holds its position. In this encounter, the porcupine escapes safely when the young leopard is unable to complete the hunt. The young leopard approaches from behind with the confidence of youth. It lowers its body and accelerates in the final few steps to quickly subdue its prey before it can turn. The distance narrows to just a few feet. The lunge is decisive. The porcupine immediately raises its quills and turns at the right moment. When the leopard makes contact, many of the stiff quills embed themselves in the face and front legs. The pain forces the leopard to retreat immediately. It attempted to approach again, but the porcupine's unwavering defense thwarted the attempt. After a few minutes of deliberation, the leopard cub ceased its attack. The porcupine slowly moved away from the area without turning to flee. For many predators, porcupines are a high-risk prey. If the injury affects its ability to hunt in the future, the cost would outweigh the immediate benefit. In the midst of the dry and scorched land, where the line between survival and survival is as fragile as breathing, the honey badger steps out as a symbol of pure instinct. Each of its small steps carries an unyielding spirit, ready to confront any strong opponent. In a world where strength often decides, this creature chooses a different path of challenge, perseverance, and defiance. Not hiding in the dark, not relying on speed, the honey badger lives by will and courage. From the moment it appears, nature seems to burst into life with fierce and uncompromising encounters. The honey badger is one of the toughest and most resilient creatures in the natural world. Although it weighs only about 25 pounds and has a short, stocky body, it possesses strength and courage that far exceeds its small size. Its thick, loose hide helps it maneuver easily when caught, and its sharp claws, nearly 1.5 inches long, are a powerful weapon when fighting or digging beehives. This species possesses an extremely sensitive sense of smell, able to detect beehives or small prey from more than half a mile away. Honey badgers eat everything from insects, snakes, bird eggs to carrion, but their hunting methods always show incredible recklessness and agility. Their aggressive temperament makes them a fearsome threat to many larger animals, including lions and hyenas. When attacked, they do not run away, but are ready to fight back to the end. The honey badger is the embodiment of courage and pure will to survive, a small but indomitable symbol in the wild.
Here comes another one.
In the world of lone hunters, leopards are masters of agility and strength. With a flexible body and superior acceleration, they can take down prey in seconds. But against a special opponent like a honey badger, that advantage is no longer absolute. The honey badger's secret weapon lies in its thick and loose skin, which allows it to turn around and counterattack, even when being bitten. When a leopard attacks, the honey badger does not run away but immediately retaliates. It uses its sharp claws and teeth to fight back, biting straight into the opponent's face or legs. Although the leopard has superior strength and speed, after a period of struggling, it is forced to retreat, its thick skin and tenacity making even the agile predator falter. Some footage shows the two wrestling fiercely in the grasslands, dust flying everywhere. The leopard repeatedly tries to hold onto its small prey but is helpless before its unbelievable tenacity. When it let go, the honey badger turned around and walked away as if nothing had happened. The honey badger's ability to survive does not come from muscle power, but from its unique body structure and unyielding spirit. In the wild, where speed and strength often matter, the honey badger proves that a strong will to live is the ultimate weapon. On the vast grasslands of Africa, lions are seen as symbols of power. A full-grown male can weigh over 500 pounds, with a thick mane and a pounce that can take down an antelope in a flash. It is a dominant force, accustomed to making all other creatures retreat. But today, its opponent is the small and unusual honey badger. Although small, honey badgers are rare, brave creatures, ready to confront large predators like lion. When the lion approached, curious about the low figure digging in the ground, the honey badger raised its head and let out a low but firm roar. It did not retreat, but advanced toward its opponent, showing its defiant instinct. In many recordings, 2 honey badgers were surrounded by a pride of lions, but still fought back fiercely, causing the giants to retreat. This bold and daring attitude confuses the lion, who often just stands there watching, and then walks away, not understanding why the small creature dares to challenge him. The honey badger uses its own tenacity and recklessness to make its opponent wary. Its true strength lies not in its muscles, but in its courage. In the wild, sometimes it is courage and the will to not back down that makes even rulers like lions respected. On the Golden Plains, hyenas are tenacious and resourceful predators. An adult weighs about 140 pounds, with jaws capable of crushing bone with a bite force of 1,100 pounds per square inches. They operate in packs, relying on numbers and tactics to overwhelm their prey. But when faced with a honey badger, that confidence seems to falter. Encounters between the two species are often tense but rarely bloody. Many footage shows a honey badger facing a spotted hyena head-on, stopping, staring, then parting ways in silence. Other times, a single tiny honey badger can make a pack of hyenas hesitate, not daring to approach. The true power of a honey badger lies not in its body, but in its attitude. With confidence, composure, and a fighting stance, it can make even the most fearsome predators retreat. In the wild, sometimes just a steady look is enough to assert one's right to exist. On the dry savanna, jackals are small but intelligent predators that usually live in pairs or small groups. They are agile, well-coordinated when hunting, and rarely attack head-on unless they see a clear opportunity. But in this unpredictable world, sometimes the observer becomes the prey. A rare scene captures a three-way melee. A honey badger is entangled by a python. Then a jackal appears, intervening in the middle of the fight. The fight turns into a final chaotic spiral, with the python defeated and the honey badger escaping with the spoils. In another scene, 2 jackals coordinate an attack on a pair of honey badgers. This time, the mother honey badger retreats into her den, a rare display of the species' weakness. No creature is invincible. Although the honey badger is known for its bravery, it has had its moments when it has had to retreat to a cooperative or inexperienced opponent. In nature, victory is never absolute, just a delicate balance between strength, intelligence, and chance. On dry, rocky land, venomous snakes lurk, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Cobras can spray venom more than 6 feet away, while black mambas travel up to 12 miles per hour with a bite containing a powerful neurotoxin. They combine speed, precision, and sophisticated camouflage to survive in a harsh world. But in the midst of that danger, the small but brave honey badger is approaching warily, ready to challenge its deadly hunters. When it spots a snake slithering in the grass, the honey badger immediately lowers its body and moves gently. The snake coils up, its head held high, ready to attack. But before it can launch, the honey badger lunges forward, biting straight into the head, paralyzing its opponent in just a few seconds. If it is bitten, it will continue to fight, because the honey badger's body has an amazing ability to withstand poison and recover. Despite facing snakes twice its size, the honey badger remains fearless. When the fight is over, it drags the snake's body out of the bushes and leisurely enjoys its spoils. The image perfectly depicts the survival instinct of the species: small but full of will, reckless but precise, always ready to face danger without hesitation. On the dry, cracked ground of the African plains, the giant monitor lizard is a skilled predator. It grows to over 7 feet long, has a whip-like tail and sharp teeth to hold its prey. Its sluggish appearance hides its ability to strike quickly and accurately, keeping many smaller animals at bay. When confronting the monitor lizard, the honey badger chooses a clever tactic, attacking the tail to avoid being bitten. The fight drags on. The monitor lizard whips its tail fiercely, but the honey badger persists in maintaining the initiative. Sometimes it wins with cunning and persistence. Other times, the monitor lizard escapes by leaping out of a bush. Win or lose, this is always a battle of wits between two resilient creatures. In nature, true strength lies not only in physical strength, but in intelligence and patience. The Arctic is the coldest land on the planet. The wind is biting, the sea is covered in ice, and the temperature is always below freezing. In this harsh world, the polar bear does not hide, but advances like a predatory warrior. Every step is an attack. Every breath is preparation for the next hunt. On the white tundra, it does not hesitate. From seals, walruses, to caribou, all can become targets. This is the land of instinct, where the strong claim the right to live by absolute strength. In the vast, desolate Arctic tundra, ice and snow cover the ground year-round. Temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold winds can sting, and food sources are scarce. In this harsh, icy world, the polar bear Ursus maritimus emerges as nature's most formidable predator, a symbol of strength and resilience. Standing on its hind legs, it can stand up to 10 feet tall and weigh more than 1,500 pounds, making it the world's largest land carnivore. Its massive body is covered in 4.5 inches of blubber and dense, multi-layered fur that insulates it perfectly. Its transparent fur reflects the light of the ice and snow, making it nearly invisible in the white. Its strong, furry legs help it traverse thin patches of ice, traveling more than 30 miles a day in search of food. Its main target is the seal, its vital energy source. Polar bears wait silently by the breathing holes in the ice where seals rise to breathe. Each successful hunt is a precious opportunity in a land where hunger is always lurking. On the frozen tundra, they are not only predators, but also living testament to the resilience and steadfastness of nature. On the ice along the edge of the sea, giant walruses huddle together. Each adult can weigh more than 3,300 pounds, with thick hides and up to 6 inches of fat to protect them from the harsh cold. Their nearly 3-foot-long tusks are powerful defenses that can easily inflict fatal wounds on any predator. When gathered in groups, walruses create a living wall of defense, making even polar bears wary. Bears often approach silently, choosing calves or calves that have strayed from the herd. They move downwind, walking slowly and steadily, using every crevice in the ice to hide. When they spot a target, they charge at incredible speed, trying to catch their prey before the entire herd hits the water. But once the walruses react, the ice shakes, roars, and the clanging of their tusks resound. In the chaos, danger lurks for both sides. A single sharp tusk strike can end the bear's life. Most of these attacks fail. Although the energy source of walrus meat is immense, the price to pay is not small. In the harsh, frozen world, each time a polar bear confronts a walrus is a life and death gamble, where strength, patience, and risk are all combined. In the frigid waters of the Arctic Ocean, the beluga whale, known as the white ghost of the sea, drifts silently beneath the thick ice. An adult beluga can weigh between 2,200 and 3,300 pounds. Without a dorsal fin, its smooth body allows it to move easily under the ice. Its layer of fat accounts for nearly 40% of its body weight, a huge source of energy, making it an attractive target for polar bears. When the ice thickens, belugas must find small ice holes to breathe. It is here that polar bears ambush. It waits at the edge of the ice, hiding in silence, sensing every small sound coming from the water. When the white shadow of the beluga appears, the bear immediately attacks. Its sharp claws, like blades, slash the ice, aiming for the head or neck of its prey. With extraordinary pulling power, it drags the ton-heavy beluga out of the water. After killing its prey, the bear leaves, then return several times to eat all the meat precious. Though rarely successful, each such victory provides the bear with vital energy for the long, cold months of hunger. On the white ice, where ocean and sky merge, the moment is etched into the image of the resilient predator, a symbol of the strength and resilience of nature. In the frigid ice, not only are there hunts, but there are also fierce confrontations between polar bears themselves. When food sources become scarce, or during mating season, two adult males may encounter each other in a tense battle for dominance. They have no fixed territories, but will defend their fertile hunting grounds as if they were their own. The huge bears, weighing more than 1,500 pounds, approach each other cautiously. Roars echo through the icy air, two giant white bodies circling each other, testing strength and will. The fights can last for hours, where each pounce, each toss, takes tremendous energy. The winner wins the right to mate and asserts its dominance not only over its rival, but also over the surrounding tundra. As the ice melts faster each year, food dwindles and hunting distances widen. Encounters between polar bears become more frequent. The harshness of the environment not only tests their strength, but also pushes their survival instincts to the limits. On the cracked ice, each battle is a reminder that in this cold world, only the strongest survive. On the ice, Arctic wolves move in organized packs, with the leader leading and the younger ones following. They coordinate their hunts, but their success rate is only about 20%. Despite many failures, perseverance and collective tactics help the wolves maintain their position in the cold wilderness during days when food is scarce. Polar bears are often attracted to the scent of carcasses left by wolves. With an extremely sensitive sense of smell, they can detect prey from miles away. When a bear appears, the wolves are immediately alert. They surround it, howling loudly, trying to intimidate the intruder with their numbers. But against a bear weighing more than 1,500 pounds, the overwhelming force makes any effort fragile. The encounter is usually over quickly. The bear takes the carcass, the wolves retreat. But sometimes, if the number of wolves is large enough, the bear is forced to leave to avoid being surrounded. As the ice melts, bears come ashore more often, and such encounters are becoming more frequent. Between ice and wind, it's not just a fight for food, but a testament to the fierceness of the chain of survival at the top of the world. Beneath the thick ice, seals are masters of aquatic survival. Sleek, fast, and agile, they can dive hundreds of feet deep and hold their breath for more than 20 minutes. An adult seal contains about 100,000 calories, a huge amount of energy needed by polar bears to survive days of hunger and cold. On the white ice, the polar bear begins its hunt. Its sense of smell is so acute that it can smell a seal's breath from more than a mile away. The first sign is the small breathing holes, called aglue, where the seal must surface for air. The bear lies patiently for hours, almost motionless, drifting with the wind to avoid detection. In the still world of ice, only its slow breathing and its eyes follow the ice. When the moment comes, the seal surfaces, unaware of the white shadow lurking. The bear charges swiftly and decisively, its powerful legs breaking the ice, its claws grabbing the edges of its breathing holes. Sometimes it even dives into the water from below, attacking its prey with a rare technique that requires both strength and precision. A successful strike means life, but a failure means prolonged starvation. The world of ice is changing. The ice melts earlier. The hunting season shortens. Each year, the bear must travel farther, expending more energy to find its prey. Its hunt is not just an act of instinct, but a symbol of perseverance in a melting world. In remote camps in the polar regions, Arctic dogs, bred for sled pulling and protection, have double coats so thick they can withstand temperatures as low as -76 degrees Fahrenheit. They have extremely sensitive senses and can detect bears from a distance. When they sense a threat, the dogs often gather, bark loudly, and use their numbers and constant movement to harass and repel predators. When a polar bear approaches, just 100-pound swipe can take down an adult dog. Even with the dog's numbers, bears still have the absolute advantage in single combat. If the dogs are large or the bear is young, the battle can sometimes turn. But most often, it ends in chaos with the dogs losing. Against the cold snow, the scene reflects the extreme harshness of the polar region, where there is no room for error in the fight for survival. Amid the vast expanses of snow, herds of caribou make their annual migration, covering more than 3,000 miles, the longest journey of any land animal. Their thick fur and large hooves help them run steadily through the snow, reaching speeds of 25 miles per hour at full speed. They are also excellent swimmers, able to cross cold water for more than 60 miles without stopping. When a caribou breaks away from the pack, the polar bear sees an opportunity. It moves with the wind, quietly closing the distance and suddenly pounces. The chase is quick. Caribou sprints across the snow, but just one strong slap from the bear can break bones and end lives instantly. Caribou are agile and resilient, but in a land where energy is gold, polar bears are always ready to take advantage of any opportunity. The attack is over quickly, leaving a trail of strong marks on the white snow that proves the harshness of the survival cycle in the ice.
On the savanna, not every bold move leads to victory. Hyenas often advance with confidence built up from previous successes. But when circumstances change, familiar advantages can quickly become risks. The following confrontations show that, in nature, misunderstanding an opponent sometimes costs survival. Hyenas are known for their unmistakable confidence in every movement. An adult can weigh up to 140 pounds, with jaws strong enough to handle tough food sources. Their familiar experiences on the savanna have reinforced their habit of moving forward instead of waiting. But nature rarely maintains a steady rhythm. When circumstances change, that sense of certainty begins to fade. Space becomes more cramped, the silence lengthens. An individual approaches too closely, not out of urgent need, but because they haven't yet recognized the change. the opponent remains calm. The steadiness, coupled with its superior size of over 1,500 pounds, gradually creates an invisible pressure. At this point, the hyena clearly senses the pace is no longer under its control. It quietly moves away. The confrontation ends silently. The hyena keeps its distance, adjusting to a safer position. That's not a sign of weakness, but a necessary decision. In nature, long-term survival belongs to those who recognize when to stop. Honey badgers are small but renowned for their tenacity and strong self-defense capabilities. Their low, sturdy bodies and thick skin allow them to withstand pressure much better than many other species. On the savanna, honey badgers often rely not on speed or numbers, but on ferocity. When surrounded by a pack of hyenas, the honey badger doesn't try to run away. It constantly shifts, maintaining a central position and reacting immediately to any individual that gets too close. These decisive actions force the hyenas to keep their distance. A prolonged confrontation doesn't give the hyenas an advantage. The risk increases with each approach. Eventually, the hyena pack gives up and retreats. The encounter ends with the hyenas at a disadvantage. The honey badger stays, not because it has absolute dominance, but because it's not an easy target. On the savanna, the honey badger is a high-risk opponent, not worth the risk. Lions have long held a central position of power on the savanna. A mature individual can weigh over 400 pounds with a body built for stability, endurance, and positional awareness. Even standing still, its presence is enough to slow the pace of movement around it. A hyena advances, accustomed to challenging familiar opponents. It moves around the perimeter, constantly changing direction, seeking a subtle reaction. Its rapid pace and agility have given it an advantage in many situations before. In a brief moment, the hyena suddenly lunges forward. It's not a decisive move, but merely a test of reflexes intended to force the lion to react. But this time, every movement creates no opening. The lion remains in its position, center of gravity low, gaze fixed. There is no hasty reaction, nor any sign of wavering. The prolonged calm caused the hyena to gradually slow down. The test ended in silence. The hyena retreated, maintaining a safe distance. The lion neither pursued nor changed its position. On the savanna, survival belongs to those who understand their limits and know when to stop. African wild dogs are a species that relies on discipline and close coordination for survival. Each individual weighs only about 40 to 70 pounds. but they always move as part of a unified group. On the savanna, their effectiveness comes from speed, numbers, and the ability to act simultaneously. In a seemingly stable moment, a group of hyenas remains around the remaining food. They maintain a slow, unhurried pace until the silhouette of a pack of wild dogs appears at the edge of the area. From there, the calm quickly gives way to tension as the wild dog formation begins to expand and close in. When a hyena breaks away from its original position, the pack of wild dogs immediately acts. They use speed and pack tactics to continuously apply pressure from multiple directions. The relentless close-range attacks force the hyena to retreat from its advantageous position. The initiative quickly shifts to the wild dog. The confrontation ended with the hyenas at a disadvantage. The pack of wild dogs controlled the area briefly before moving on. This outcome wasn't solely due to collective strength. On the savanna, timing is sometimes just as important as brute force. Cheetahs are notable for their speed and precise control of movement. Their slender, lightweight bodies allow them to complete a hunting process quickly, minimizing the risk of prolonged confrontations. On the savanna, cheetahs typically avoid lengthy confrontations, prioritizing energy conservation and safety. After successfully approaching an antelope, the cheetah pauses to regulate its breathing. The lingering scent in the air quickly attracts the attention of an approaching hyena. The initial stillness turns into alertness. The distance between the two species gradually narrows. The hyena begins to apply pressure, circling around to find an opportunity to approach. The cheetah maintains its position, reacting quickly to maintain a safe distance. Its decisive movements force the hyena to slow down and consider its next move. However, the cheetah does not try to hold on to its food source. Ultimately, it proactively left the area in a safer direction. The hyena did not gain a clear advantage. The outcome was not determined by direct strength. On the savanna, the cheetah prioritizes survival over any short-term gain.
Coming in.
Crocodiles are the silent rulers of the savanna rivers. Their low, sturdy bodies are almost immobile when lying close to the water's edge. In their environment, crocodiles don't need to move much to gain an advantage. Initially, the riverbank scene remains familiarly tranquil. A hyena approaches the water's edge, drawn to the scent of food and the seemingly safe surface. Just below the murky water, a crocodile is waiting, and a moment of carelessness instantly shifts the balance.
Coming in.
In the aquatic environment, the balance changes immediately. The crocodile completely controls the space, while the hyena loses its ability to react. There is no escape to regain the initiative. The confrontation ends quickly. The hyena cannot overcome its opponent's environmental advantage. The outcome is clear. Among predators, habitat is often the deciding factor in who wins and who loses. African elephants are the largest living creatures on the savanna. An adult can weigh thousands of pounds, their size and strength creating an overwhelming presence. But what truly keeps elephants safe isn't just their massive size, but their close-knit herd structure. A pack of hyenas doesn't target adult elephants. They target the calf at the edge of the formation with clearly defined roles: chase, block, and disrupt. Their rapid movements are aimed at putting pressure on the herd and forcing it to separate. The elephant's reaction is immediate. The adults quickly form a defensive barrier, surrounding the calf. When the mother elephant turns around, her roar is powerful enough to change the course of events. The approach ends in moments. The hyenas disperse and retreat. The outcome is undeniable. On the savanna, the cohesion of the elephant herd is the ultimate survival barrier. African warthogs don't possess overwhelming size, but they are rarely easy opponents to subdue. A mature individual typically weighs between 220 and 330 pounds, is low-slung, sturdy, and maintains a stable center of gravity. On the savanna, their survival depends on quick reflexes and close-range self-defense. A pack of hyenas approached a slow-moving warthog, quickly splitting their formation to apply pressure. They harassed from multiple directions, patiently wearing down their opponent over time. But each time the distance narrowed, the warthog's aggressive reaction and the cramped terrain forced the hyenas to retreat. The approach gradually lost momentum. The warthog maintained a steady pace and retreated in an orderly fashion. The hyenas moved further back, maintaining a safe distance. In nature, not every effort yields results. Sometimes, knowing when to stop is the best way to avoid unnecessary losses. Through each encounter, the savanna shows that there is no absolute superpower. Confidence can open up opportunities, but it can also lead to mistakes when circumstances change. Size, speed, or numbers only matter in the right environment. In nature, the one who survives the longest is the one who understands its limits and chooses the right moment.